Welcome to the Rockstar Professionals 90-Day Action Planner Overview. My name is Kenny Harper, and this is a Rock My Image production. The goal of this outline is to give you an overview of the action planner and how to best use it. This is a tool. You've got to use the tool, you've got to use it the right way in order to get the right results. I'm going to share with you why we created this book, how you can use it, and some of the key strategies in the book. So let's get started. Number one, I'm going to start by setting the stage. This book was created for Rockstar professionals, those with the attitude, expertise, and drive to thrive in life, using their unique gifts, following their true passion, and serving a higher purpose. We believe Rockstar professionals that do this can make the world a better place. In order to be a Rockstar professional, you must have the idea that you're going to claim your stage. You're going to set yourself apart. You're going to do your own thing, and you're going to be positioned as the authority in your industry. You want to develop a certain amount of fame so people know who you are, what you do, and the people you serve. You need to have some sort of fortune so you have money to fuel your business, to spread your message further. And you definitely want to have some freedom in your life. We want to have freedom in our lives so we can do the things that are important to us, whether that's connecting with our family members, spending time with them, serving other people, helping them out, moving a mission forward, traveling, seeing the world, experiencing different sights and sounds. Whatever it is, we want to do that. We don't want to give our time away doing something that we don't want to do, that we're not really into, just because we have to. There's a better way, and we could do it if we claim our stage. So this is for you, Rockstar professionals that have the attitude, expertise, and drive. Another important component of a Rockstar professional is they have a bold vision. They've taken the time to actually think about what it is they're trying to build, and they outlined it. They visualized it with clarity. They know what they're trying to achieve. They know how much money they're trying to make. They know the people they're trying to connect with, what's important to them in their lives, and how they're going to weave that in to their bigger, bolder plan. They know where they're going to travel, what material possessions they have, how they're going to spend their day, where they live, where they go to vacation. How is an average day for them? Where do they put their time? How do they use their unique gifts? How big is their company? How does it operate? What products do they sell? What services do they sell? Everything that you're trying to build, everything that you're trying to visualize into existence, that you're working towards, you need to have a clarity on what that is. Now, don't get caught up in how you're going to get there, and don't get caught up if you have trouble believing if it's even possible. And don't get caught up on being challenged to think bold. When I first started my entrepreneurial, quest, because it is a journey, when I first started it, I didn't know how to build a big company or big empire, or even build a business that would really position me and give me the opportunity to thrive in life. Pretty much what I knew how to do was build websites. And so my vision was to build websites and to make a living doing that. And guess what? I was able to do that. I was able to achieve that vision. But you know what? Building websites just to make a living, not bad. You're using your creativity and you're making a living, you're helping other people out. So that's great. But it's not a bold vision. You're basically your own boss and you're working a job. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not a bold vision. And it's not living like a rockstar professional. You could be helping more people. You could be moving a message even further, moving a mission, achieving a mission even bigger if you were to start by thinking bolder. So that's really what that bold vision is about. And if you haven't taken the time to work through Amplify Your Business, the Rockstar Professional's Guide to Marketing Success, I highly recommend doing that because that will really help you set the stage for success. But you need to have a bold vision because what we're going to do in this 90-day action planner is we're going to reverse engineer from your bold vision all the way to where you're currently at now and take the first steps to make significant progress towards achieving the bold vision. Now that's how you really make that bold vision to come into fruition. If you're trying to chop down a big tree, you start by taking the first chop. And that first chop, you may get a nice chop out of it, or you may just don't hit the tree and you don't really see a lot of progress. But if you know your goal is to knock down that tree and chop it down through time, then you'll take another chop. And you'll continue to take chops until you actually start seeing progress. You may learn while you're chopping, hey, there's a better way to chop. If I chop at this angle and I alternate occasionally, I'm actually going to make more progress than if I took it head on. So there's a strategy behind doing different things. But we start with a bold vision and then taking first steps. So once we are kind of already set the stage, we kind of know that we're coming into this, that we need to have the right attitude, expertise, and drive. We need to have a bold vision that we're going to be working towards, and the goals that we're setting are going to help us get to the bold vision that we have in our lives. If you're living your life and you don't have a goal, if you don't have a vision, then you're basically letting whatever happens to you happen to you, and there may be some good or some bad, but you are in control of your ship, so you can take the wheel. And step number 2, we're defining your rock, or your amplified goal, or your SMART goal, however you want to call it. Whatever you want to call this thing, we're going to define it as your rock, and we're going to be working on your rock and achieving your rock in the next 90 days. We want that rock to challenge you, and at the end of completing that rock, you're going to have made significant progress towards achieving your bold vision. Now, it may take many rocks before you're actually going to fully get to living the bold vision. I have a real bold vision, and I'm not really there at this point. But you know what? From a year ago to today, I've made so much progress. I've authored a book, I've spoken around the country, I've sold my services professionally, I've created a product. My partners and I at Rock My Image, we put our heads together, we got into a mastermind, we've gotten to training, we've learned how to do a lot of things, we've implemented the ideas we learned, and within 1 year's time, we've completely done a 180 and really turned around from kind of working at growing a business the traditional way and trading our time for money to really amplifying it and take it to the next level and making this big empire vision come to fruition. And now, again, we're not there right now. We don't have everything worked out. Everything's not completely done. But man, have we made some progress. And it started by having that bold vision and defining that rock and taking those steps and staying focused and working with people to hold us accountable and continually getting input and insights from different resources, connecting with people that have the experience to guide us, take the steps, and getting the resources we need to save time and money to get there. So what is a rock? It's basically a SMART goal. If you're not familiar with SMART goals, let me give you a little overview. SMART goals, SMART is an acronym, and you're going to have a goal that's specific. You're going to be very specific on what the goal is. I'm going to do X within 90 days. I'm going to, let's say in weight, I'm going to lose 25 pounds in the next 90 days so I can be more healthy. That's a specific goal. If you're going to say, I'm going to lose weight, that's not a specific goal. There's no time frame. It doesn't tell you why you're doing it. And it doesn't really have a way to measure it because you didn't say how much that you were going to try to lose. So we want to be specific with our goals so we can measure them, so we can make sure that we're making progress in achieving them, which is actually the second in this step of a SMART goal, is having it be measurable. You want to be able to measure your goal and its progress. Because you have 90 days, you want to make sure that you're making progress in those 90 days to actually achieve your goal. If you can't measure your progress, then it's going to be really hard to tell how likely it is that you're going to be achieving it, how much progress you're actually making. Now, sometimes you're going to try some things, and you may make significant progress. Other times, you may try a strategy that you thought would work, and maybe you're not getting the result you want. So you've got to realign and say, okay, this isn't working. Let's try something new. Now, there are times to do that. You don't want to do things, make changes too quickly, because sometimes it will take a little bit of time to get some results to start yielding. But you definitely want to make sure that you're paying attention to seeing what's working and what's not, and put more time and attention into the things that are working, and maybe you need to weed out the things that are not. Attainable. You want to create a goal that's attainable. It's actually something that you can achieve in that time frame. If you put a goal that you can't even possibly achieve in the next 90 days, and you're setting yourself up for a big challenge and maybe an epic fail. Now, you do want to give yourself a challenge here, right? We don't want to just do some sort of goal that's really easy and maybe you can get it knocked out in a couple of days if you're really focused. This needs to be a really significant goal. In 90 days' time, you can do different things. Maybe you can advance in your career. Maybe you can increase your income. Maybe you can position yourself so in the following 90 days, you can increase your income. You've got to be able to do something that's serious. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to get on stage. Maybe you want to create your own product. Or maybe it's looking at how you're running your business now, or even starting a business. It needs to be attainable. So challenge yourself to do something that's really, really good here, but don't challenge yourself so hard that it's just not really realistic. Now, is it possible? Is it humanly possible to earn $1 million in 90 days? I guess it's possible. Is it very likely that someone who has never earned $1 million in 90 days, who is not on the track record to start doing it, it's probably not a realistic goal. It needs to be making sure that it's attainable, that you can actually achieve it. It needs to be relevant. It needs to be relevant towards your bold vision. Now, you may have a goal that you're trying to achieve that's more personal. Maybe it's you want to do something spiritually, or you want to do something with your health. Well, that's great. You can set those goals, but what this system is for, what this action planner is for Rockstar professionals taking steps to claim their stage. So it needs to be relevant to your bold vision of what you're trying to achieve in the realm of being a Rockstar professional. It's being a professional. How professionally can you advance yourself or your career? And this can be for the reason that you're going to do it for, to help with your personal life, or to help your relationship. Maybe it's you're going to work less. Maybe that's your goal. And you want to have that's relevant because in your bold vision, you have time where you're spending it with your family, or you're traveling, or you're working on a hobby. But it needs to relate to your bold vision because you're trying to make progress to get there and realize that. So make sure it's relevant. And then timely. Now, if you're using the 90-day action planner, it's kind of already set up that it's going to be timely. We're aiming to do this in 90 days, approximately 13 weeks. So make sure that you're thinking about that. You're going to have some time to work on this. Now, depending on how you look at it, 90 days could be a long time, or 90 days can really fly by, depending on how big and challenging your goal is. So that's the thing. You're going to create a SMART goal, an amplified goal, or a ROC that you're aiming to achieve. You can create more than one if you'd like, but I suggest starting with one that's going to be the most important to you. And that one ROC may have several smaller goals within it. When I first started doing goal setting, I had this bad habit of creating a few goals that I thought were really good, but those goals were so big and they had so many mini goals inside of them that together, all the goals that I had made them unattainable between trying to get them all done at the same time. So watch out for that, because that can be something that challenges you. Each goal on their own were attainable, but together it was a little bit too much to get done, and it ended up hindering the results. So sometimes less can be more. If you're trying to get 20 things done at the same time, you're going to be less efficient. So focus on getting one important thing done and then move to the next. You'll move through 20 things quicker if you're doing them in blocks that you can manage versus trying to do them all at once and not being able to manage them and doing them efficiently. Does that make sense? Following that? Excellent. So define your SMART goal or your rock. Now, when defining a rock, there are things, metrics that you're going to look at, pay attention to, called KPIs, or Key Performance Indicators. Those are the things that you're going to measure, the metrics that you're going to measure to make sure that you are on track with your goal. They help tell you if your performance is on track. They're indicating your key performance. Imagine that, KPIs, Key Performance Indicators. So we were going to define those in this process so we can measure them, so we can make sure that we're on track with achieving our goals. We're going to have milestones after every 30 days. So we're going to have a milestone at 30 days and a milestone at 60 days to check in, look at our KPIs, really align and assess where we're at. Now, it's not bad to assess where you're at on a daily basis or a weekly basis, but the milestones will give a bit more attention and really think about where we're at, the progress that we're making, and if we're having challenges, we really need to address those. If we need to change your strategy, that's the time to do it. And if you really need to change your strategy or your goal somewhere along the line, you can do that, but ultimately, we try to not do that on a regular basis because that can prevent you from actually reaching your goal. If you change your goal every week, you're not going to be able to complete it. So we try to stay on focus, stay on track, take continual action, and at milestones, let's look, let's reflect, let's see where we're at, and make sure that we're making progress in the right ways. Strategies. Now, if you're going to be more efficient and you're planning to get better results, really need to think strategically. Really thinking about all the different steps that you can take, and then which are going to be the quickest to implement, and which are going to yield you the best results. And when you can find the actions that you can take that are going to be the quickest to take and give you the best results, those are the steps you want to take. We're going to think of the strategy that you're going to walk through to help execute and complete your goal. And once you have the strategy defined, you know what your game plan is, then that's when you take time to define the actions you need to take. Prioritize them, put them in an order, and then work towards taking the action. Right. Now, another thing we like to do is making sure that we're always thinking about why we're doing something. Sometimes we can get so caught up in working forward, we can get tunnel vision, and we can forget why we're even doing something. You ever worked on a product? You ever worked on a problem and you're working on it for some time and you're really just having trouble achieving whatever it is you're trying to achieve, and then maybe you take a break and you come back and then realize, whoa, there's a totally quicker way I could have went about solving this problem. But I was so caught up in solving this problem and the challenge that was right in front of me, I didn't stop to think about, why was I doing it this way? Why not do it another way? Sometimes we also can start working on a project or taking an action because we think it's important. But when we really think about the why we're doing it, and we align it to our bold vision or our rock, we say, hey, you know what? This may be important, but it's really not important to achieve what I'm aiming to achieve. So it's important to know that why. Last but not least, when you know your why, that can help give you that motivation and inspiration to plow through and really achieve that rock. If you're doing your rock so you can have more freedom and fulfillment in your life, if you're doing your rock so you can give more to your family, your friends, your community, if you're doing your rock for yourself, it's important to know. That gives it more power. When you're being challenged, when time's getting in your way, when you're getting setbacks, you use that why to amplify yourself and push through and make the next steps, take the next steps. So those are all very important. So let's start off with doing an example. We're going to do, number one, we're going to do example A. So the goal is I will write my book in the next 90 days consisting of 13 chapters. See, 90 days to write a book, it can be done. You can follow my system. You can go to kennyharper.rocks, download my book kit. I'll show you how to do that. 90 days to write a book. Now, it might not be in people's hands in 90 days. You could do that if you're really focused on it and you had the time to do it. Some people have put together books in a week. It can be done. But let's say this is the goal to get a draft out in 90 days. Now, the KPIs are going to be the chapters written. You'll know that you need to have 13 weeks, you need to write 13 chapters. It's approximately a chapter a week. So by tracking the chapters you've written, you can see where you're at with the goal. And the strategy, say, okay, I'm going to have the strategy of I will write 4 pages 3 days a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings to knock out 1 chapter a week. So your strategies, you're going to do 1 chapter a week, and you're going to do 4 pages 3 days a week. 4 pages is doable, right? That's not too hard. If you did it 3 days a week, that's not too much. So you can do that. That's going to be a 12-page chapter, and you're going to have a nice, decent little sized book there if you stay the course. So what actions do you need to take? So you're going to you need to schedule the time to actually implement these things. So schedule 2 hours every Sunday morning to think about your plans for the week. You're going to think about what you're going to write about, the stories you're going to put in your chapters. You're going to just align yourself in those 2 hours. So you're going to have a productive Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You're going to block off those evenings so you will actually have the time to execute it. If you don't block off time to execute your actions, that can prevent you from actually achieving it. Too many times, people saying, I don't know if I can get to it. Or other things came up. Or I didn't have the time. Those are excuses. I've even used them myself. The thing is that it's not that we didn't have the time, so we didn't put the things as a priority. Sure, there are occasions where some emergency comes up that's really out of control and it blows our situation to where we can't do something. But a majority of the times, if we have the accountability, we take the ownership and responsibility for achieving the results that we're trying to achieve, we block out our time, we manage our time accordingly, and we prioritize the things that we're trying to get done that are most important to us, our rocks, first. We get those out of the way first. Then that's how we're going to be successful with achieving those goals. Now in here in these actions, it says block off Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings. Now, if evenings aren't working for you, you may find that you're not getting things done by the end of the evening. You're too tired. So you may need to change a strategy and say, okay, I'm going to get up early because this is important to me. I really want to get this done. I'm going to get up early on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I'm going to spend an hour each morning working on those 4 pages. And you may realize, I only get 2.5 pages done in that hour. So I'm going to have to get up a little earlier, or maybe I'll work, get those 2.5 pages done, and then I'll catch up on the evenings and finish it out. Whatever is going to work for you, but you've got to be able to take the ownership and accountability and responsibility for taking the actions to achieve your result. There's no other way it's going to get done. And if the rock is important to you because it's working towards your bold vision and what you want in your life, then you need to take those actions. Okay? Let's keep on moving forward. Let's say number 2, example. So I will generate an extra $5,000 revenue a month selling my new professional service packages within the next 90 days. Now, for some, $5,000 of revenue, that's not a lot of money. For others, that may seem unattainable. You don't know how you can generate an extra $5,000 of revenue a month. Don't get caught up in that. This is an example. You can change it to whatever's really going to be realistic for you and where you're at. But someone can do this. You can do this. You can add an extra 0 on there if you want to make it bigger. And if you're just getting started, I know you could at least generate $1,000 revenue a month if you're really focused on it. So what you're going to look at here are the KPIs. Your revenue, your sales, your leads, your prospects, your webinars. These are going to be the things you're going to track to make sure that you're achieving your goal. They all affect each other. So let's go backwards, you want to earn $5,000 of revenue. Well, how many sales do you need in order to reach $5,000? It's going to depend on, the product you're selling. I believe in this case, we said that we're doing a $500 product. So we're going to need to make 10 sales. Now, if you're going to need to make 10 sales, how many leads are you going to need to have? Well, how many leads do you have before you typically make a sale? What is your conversion rate from lead to sale? If it's 10%, you say out of every 10 people you connect with, you make one sale, then you know that you're going to need to at least have 100 leads, right? You're going to have 100 leads, so you can have the 10 sales at $500 each to hit the revenue of $5,000. So if you need 100 leads, how many prospects, how many people do you need to be in front of in order to get the 100 leads? Now, to use simple math, we might say, okay, we need out of every 10 people, every 10 prospects that get in front of us, one of those turns into a lead. So we're going to need to get in front of at least 100 people, 10 people to get one lead. So 100 people, or 1,000 people prospects to get 100 leads, to get 10 sales, to get $5,000 in revenue. If I'm losing you, there's examples in the book, so you can look at the book. And then how many webinars do you need to get in front of, to do in order to get in front of 1,000 people? Or how many trade shows do you need to get in front of? How many speaking gigs do you need to get in front of? How many networking events do you need to go participate in order to get in front of 1,000 people? You're going to define your own strategy, and in this case we said we're going to reach 1,000, it says 100. We're going to reach 100 potential prospects each month by hosting webinars for organizations that cater to my audience. So I believe I didn't have my KPIs number right in this example. We're going to move forward anyway, because the point is you're going to work your numbers backwards to decide and determine what actions you need to take in order to reach your numbers. And then when you know what actions and KPIs you need to achieve to reach your numbers, as you're taking steps, you can track the KPIs to make sure that you're on track with your success. So in this case, the actions that we're going to take is we're going to research and conduct and connect with target organizations. We're going to produce and schedule the webinars. We're going to create marketing material for professional service packages. We're going to define the full sales process to automate in the marketing system. So you take the steps, you take the actions, and as you're moving forward, you're tracking your KPIs, you're seeing what's working, what's not, you're adjusting where you need to, and you continually take the actions, you're going to get the result. Does that make sense? Can you see yourself doing this? All right, once you've defined your rock, your KPIs, you know everything that's worked out, you know all your numbers and what actions you need to take, what your strategy is, then it's time to actually take action. Now, when we are in the book, when we were writing this book, we put in a place where you're going to define what your mission is. What are you aiming to achieve? What is the mission that you're on? What is that rock? Why are you trying to achieve that rock? What is that mission? Now you're going to commit to achieving your goal. You need to commit. Not just say, I'm going to work on this. I'm going to commit to doing this. I'm going to put the time into it. I'm going to devote myself to daily making progress on achieving this goal. I define that goal. It's really important to me. I define that goal meant a lot to me, and it's really working towards what I ultimately want in my life. So there's no one else going to do it for me. I've got to commit to taking that action. I got to put that as the priority. And if you don't put that as the priority, if you let other things distract you or get in front of you or take your time and your resources and your energy, you may prevent yourself from getting the thing that you ultimately want. So commit to taking the action and doing the things you needed in order to get the result. There is no other way to get there. Then you're going to journal daily. This is a 90-day action planner, and each day There's a page for journaling in the morning to setting the stage for the day, and there's a page to journal for the end of the day to recap, realign, assess how things went. There's also steps at different milestones to look at, different check-in points. You want to make sure that you're doing this daily so that you're seeing the progress being made, you're taking action on a regular basis, and you're keeping focused. And you're going to assess and refine your strategies and your actions as you need to. You assess and refine as you need to make sure that you're going to get the result. Again, you may start off with the idea that you're going to work on one thing. You may get started. You may make some progress. You may or may not get the results you want initially, but assess what's working, what's not, refine where you need, and continually take action. You will get there. And celebrate all victories. Celebrate little victories. Celebrate big victories. Celebrate all victories. You're going to do some things. You're going to have some success. Make sure you actually enjoy that. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the process. Give yourself credit for even the littlest victories that you have. If you make progress, even sometimes a failure is progress. You can celebrate that. Hey, this is one strategy that I learned is not going to work. Or this is one action that, I did it, and after I did it, I realized what I should have done, but now I know better. Now I can take this action and do it differently next time. Or, hooray, I actually completed this goal. Let's go out and celebrate. So all progress is progress, just like we're saying. Whether it's you reach your goal, you've completed it, or you've made significant progress in understanding more about how to achieve the goal, and you're more aligned to actually achieve it in the next 90 days. All progress is progress. As long as you're continually taking action, it's all in alignment of where you're trying to go, and you're keeping the right attitude, expertise, and drive to thrive as a Rockstar professional. You must keep focus. You must focus on what that goal is that you're trying to achieve. What is the eye, keeping your eye on the prize, right? I must admit, this is kind of my Achilles heel. I'm a creative person. I'm a marketer. I am a musician. And it has been how I condition my brain to think of new ideas, to think of different possibilities, to be creative. And so I see new ideas around me all the time. And I'm absorbing new ideas all the time, and I'm always thinking of new ideas all the time. And that's great. It's great to have a creative mindset, to be a visionary. But it can also be a challenge when you're trying to be the implementer. Because you can lose focus, or you can get another idea, you can see that shiny object, it can take your attention, and you can get started on something, make some progress, and after a while you lose the focus, and then before you know it, you're not even working on that project anymore, and it doesn't get done. Now, back before I started using systems like this, and following an actual system, like the Rockstar Professionals Blueprint system, I had all sorts of distraction. Because I wasn't following a system. I wasn't following a blueprint. I wasn't following a way to keep myself on track. This book can help you keep on track. We have additional tools and resources to help you keep on track. To keep that focus. To make sure that you're going to get the results you want. Once you have achieved a goal, and you've went through the 90 days, you want to amplify. You want to take things to the next level. This isn't a one-stop shop. This isn't the final destination. It's a never-ending journey. You want to continue to grow, continue to climb, continue to challenge yourself. When you stop challenging yourself, things start going down. So amplify, continue to amplify. Achieve this victory, move on to the next thing, take it to the next level. Climb higher, continue to climb, amplify, go all in, claim your stage. Have the right drive to push forward. And keep on rocking. Keep on taking action. Keep on investing in yourself. Keep on putting yourself in situations where you're being able to grow, obtain new knowledge, connect with people that have the experience, connect with people that are doing things that you want to do, work with people to learn from their mistakes, work with people to learn from their expertise. Invest yourself and your time in things that are going to help you work smarter, not harder, and keep taking action towards achieving your goals. Whatever you want to do in your life is your life. Live it the way you want to live. And if, being a rockstar professional is not your thing, you say, I just want to kind of chill around and do that. That's fine. You can do whatever you want to do in your own life. But if you have something that you really want to achieve and you're passionate about, and you really want to have more freedom and fulfillment, and you do have that attitude, the positive attitude that it can be done, the abundant mindset, you do have expertise in whatever it is you're trying to do, and you're committed to learning as much as you can about whatever it is that you do, and you do have the drive to take these steps to push yourself forward, to go all in, to take whatever steps are needed to get the results you want, that's how you're going to get there. You're going to keep on rocking. So this has been the Rockstar Professionals 90-Day Action Planner overview, and hope from here you've learned kind of this whole system of what we're trying to do with this book. We want you to use it. If you need additional assistance with working through setting goals, or creating a bold vision, or executing your goals, and you're looking for more accountability, we do offer, Rock My Image does offer, and our partners at Rock My Image offer one-on-one coaching. So we can work with you directly to help you save time, save money, and get better results. So if you'd like a consultation, if you're interested, seriously interested about coaching, we do offer a consultation for people who are really serious about one-on-one coaching. Now, if one-on-one coaching, if you're not ready for that at this point, we do have a marketing academy and group coaching. We also host a mastermind. So there's a lot of ways that we can help you out, that we can assist you to bringing your vision into existence. But we'd like you to connect with us, share us what you're trying to do. We have a lot of resources and contacts we can connect you with. We can empower you to do a lot of things, but we need to get that input and your interaction to make that happen. So go all in, make it count, claim your stage as Rockstar Professional. Keep on rocking.